Oh, hello YouTube! Today in the Naughty Librarian I'm going over my March TBR list. So spoiler alert, February was like a little bit of a shit show for reading for me. I hit such a slump. Like, it was ridiculous. It took me like a week to read one book because I just could not have it in me to read. Perhaps my March TBR list is a bit ambitious, but whatever, I'm going to do it. Hopefully. Before we get into all the books I'm going to be reading in March, I just want to do a little bit of business on the channel. So I did open up channel memberships. That's like a new fun thing. Basically, you do not have to join. My content is still free, but this is for people who want maybe extra content, for example. So there's a link on my page. You can just hit join if you would like to. And I also started a Patreon because I kind of want to do a book club, you know what I mean? And so I started a Patreon. There's a link to it in the description down below. If you guys are interested, feel free to sign up. If not, my content's still free on here. You can come hang out anyway, but this is just for people who want bonus content or extra content, extra live shows, a book club, all that kind of stuff. So I did open them up. I was encouraged by other bookish community friends to just finally pull the trigger and do it, so I did it. So if you have any questions about it or you want to check it out, the links are down in the description below, or just leave me a comment with some questions and I will get back to you on them. Alright, business over. These are the books I am planning to read in March. Let's start things off here with a little bit of drunk classics. I have a lot of fun doing them. It's mainly just for me. I have fun drinking and reading, so I do the videos. But this month I am going to be doing Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte, and the thing that kept making me put this off is that it's very long, and that's like an endurance test for drinking purposes. Like, oh my word, oh my word. 582 pages, no big deal, guys. Although I just saw the phrase human tears on the last page. I'm gonna get into this. I'm sure I'm going to have some choice words along the way. It is a book I know the general plot of, but I have not read, so I don't know. I know like some basics here, because I know the story, but I don't know the story for real. So, end of the month, usually like the last Saturday of the month, I've been doing these. I premiere them so we can all live chat during the premiere, and it's going to be fun. Again, I'm going to try my best with Jane Eyre, but like, this is an endurance amount of drinking. So fingers crossed, we'll see how it goes. Also, I have started a new project for my shelves because, like other fellow bookworms, my shelves are full. And I need to clean them out because I have no more space for new books, and I'm just double stacking, and I hate double stacking. So I need to clean them out. So I got all these like mason jars, and I wrote down the names of all the books that I haven't read yet. Surprisingly fewer than I thought. So there's that. But I want to go through my back catalog and get them off the shelves or leave them on the shelves if I actually really love it. So I separated them all these different categories, and then I picked 4 of them because they're 4 different categories. There's general romance, contemporary suspense, what have you, general romance. Then there's historical romance, because I got a lot of those. And then I have paranormal, but like more romancy paranormal, because I have a lot of romance to read, basically. They have 3 different genres here. And then I just have SFF. Sci-fi fantasy SFF, right? Yeah, that's how it goes. So those are my 4 categories, and these are the books I randomly picked out of the jar. First things first, I have Deadlock by Cherry Lynn. I think I got this for free at like a book fair, if I'm not mistaken. It's not signed. I don't know how I got this. I don't think I bought it. I'm pretty sure someone gave it to me. So this one is like evil twin. So there's that going on here. We have a former military, like computer specialist hacker guy named Jace, right? And he's like looking for bad guys with computers, because that's what they do. And one night, knock, 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 his door. So he goes and opens it, and it's this girl, Lindsay, but he thinks it's Lena, because Lena, Lindsay, they're twins. He doesn't know that, though, but he's like, Lena, you're the girl who betrayed me. I don't want to talk to you. Slam. But she's like, no, 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 I'm Lindsay. My sister's missing. I need your help to find her. And he's like, why would I do that? And then eventually they kind of end up working together, because I guess her case and his case are related, and then they have to figure out what happened to her sister, and suspense and sexy results. I don't do a lot of romantic suspense. It's like the one area of romance I like never bother with. I never bother with it, but I do want to at least try it because, hey, maybe I'll really like it. Who knows? But yeah, Deadlock by Cherry Lynn. Maybe it's good. Who knows? I'm gonna try it out. Also, I'm going to be picking up The Worst Duke in the World by Lisa Byrne. And I think this one is relatively a more recent release, but it's still in my back catalog because I just haven't pushed it to anywhere near the top of my TBR. But I am excited for this one. It's going to be maybe more of an opposites attract, grumpy duke kind of situation. We have Anthony, and he's the Duke of Radcliffe, right? And he's a widow. I'm assuming it wasn't a great marriage to this lady. And he's supposed to have an heir and a spare. And he has an heir already, but he's not really in the market to make a spare. He's not trying to date. He's like, listen, I just want to be a good dad for my son and hang out with my friend Pig. Like, not the friend is named Pig. He has a pig who's his friend. And he calls it Pig Duchess. So that's what I'm assuming. It wasn't a good marriage. But anyway, he hangs out with his pig friend and then his son. And that's what he wants to do. He's like, I'm not looking for romance. Just leave me be. And of course, romance finds him anyway. And then this lady, Jane, she shows up. And I think she's like a friend of the Penhallow family. I'm assuming this is a series and I should know who that is, but I don't. She shows up and the Duke's son, is like, hey, this lady's cool, Dad. And he's like, ah, shit. And so they kind of get thrust together because the son likes this lady and then, sexy results. But I am into a grumpy Duke, especially one with an animal sidekick. Like, I'm really feeling that, so I am excited to pick this one up. Fingers crossed I'm gonna really like it. For my paranormal pick, I have Kill the Queen by Jennifer Estep, or is it Estep? I'm not sure. But this one has been on my list for so long. I kept meaning to maybe pick it for Blades and Broadest Rivers Book Club, but now that we've gone quarterly, I don't have time to pick it, so I'm gonna read it finally. I'm pretty excited about it. So this is a fantasy world. People have got magic, and people without magic, they're kind of relegated to powerless positions, etc. There's also gladiators and shit. So anyway, Everly, she is part of the royal family. She doesn't really have any magical abilities, so she's like 17th in line for the throne. Everyone just leaves her alone. She's like fucking fine. And then her cousin Vasilisa kills the queen, her mom, takes over the throne by force, and then tries to kill the rest of the family. So all of a sudden, Everly's like, why? And she's like, has to run and be in hiding because someone's trying to kill her. And she ends up taking up with like a troop of gladiators, and she has to like learn how to fight and stuff. And then there's probably like a sexy guy gladiator, and they're gonna do it, maybe. I don't know how much doing it is involved in this first book, but there's potential for it. And then, Vasilisa is just power hungry, going crazy. So eventually she's going to, have to kill the queen because the queen is evil. I don't know if that makes her a queen because I think she's the last of the royal family. So, but anyway, this is a series I've been wanting to read so bad, and I'm finally just going to do it. Thank you for my TBR jar. I'm doing it finally. I also have The Starless C by Erin Morgenstern. I haven't read this. This was sent to me by a lovely subscriber from my wish list, and I still haven't read it, so now I'm finally gonna read it. But this one is chonky. Like, it's not like a super long book necessarily, but I feel like it's gonna be dense. Like, it's probably about, it's like 500 pages just about. It's a long ass book, so we'll see, but I don't know. It's hard to describe. So there's like magical worlds, and then there's doors to it, and you have to find the door, right? And there's this kid, Zachary, and like he finds this book in a library, and he's like, oh, I'm so into it. And he's gonna get like sucked into this other world with magic in it. And then he has to do stuff. Like, that's all I kind of know. And I feel like if I try to explain it, I'm not going to do a good job. But I am excited to at least try it out. I also have The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern, which I still haven't read either. So I'm kind of going backwards, but I don't think they're sequels to each other, so it's fine. But I definitely am excited to finally try it out. Fingers crossed I really like it. I don't know. It's really long. So the rest of the books are just books I picked because I just want to read them right now. there you go. I'm reading them now because I want to. I have Girls Before Earls by Anna Bennett, just because I want to live in this world. I've been meaning to read something else by Anna Bennett for quite some time, since like Christmas, so not like a long time, but like enough time that I just want to try something else out by this author. You have Hazel, right? She has this all-girls school by the coast, and she loves it, and she wants to help girls with it, so she has to like convince wealthy families to give her their daughters for money. So when she gets paid by all these rich people, she can use the leftover funds to help like less advantaged girls to also come to the school. She's doing her own thing, trying to raise funds. Enter Gabriel, right? He is an Earl, because Girls Before Earls, obviously, and he has a ward, and he's like, I don't like being responsible for this other human. Take her, please. And she's like, okay, but here's the deal. You gotta pay me a bunch of money, and also you have to come visit every other week, because I feel like it's a you problem. So, you know, they have an antagonistic, bickering relationship that turns into sexy results, and I'm just into it. It takes place at a beach town, and it's gonna be cute, hopefully. I think there might be precocious children, we'll find out, but I just want to read something else by Anna Bennett, basically. I also have Not the Witchy Wed by April Asher, and I just want like a zany rom-com, you know what I mean? And this one is just ripe with potential for zaniness. So you have this witch, Violet, right? She has lost her mojo, her magic, whatever. She's lost it. And then there's Lincoln, and he's a werewolf. And there's this weird magical law that you have to like mate with someone or something, and they're like, we don't have mates, let's fuck it, let's fake mate until we can figure a way out of it. So they're like, okay, and then they fake mate with each other, and then wouldn't you know, they fall in love for real. And I love that, and it's gonna be zany. It's gonna have like magical hijinks, and I'm like into it. It's just a vibe I'm feeling right now, and I'm super into. So yes, zany paranormal romance, please give it to me. Also on deck, I have Iron Widow by Zirin J. Zhao, and I am so excited. I've heard nothing but incredible reviews for this. I am so pumped to finally read it. So in this world, they have basically these giant mech suits, and they need pilots for it. Kind of think like Pacific Rim a little bit. And all the girls in this land, you know, this is like mad patriarchy we're talking about here, because like the best they can aspire to be is like a concubine pilot. So essentially they have the pilot, and then they're like backup. And then the thing is with this situation, a lot of those concubine pilots get killed. Like they're losing right and left. Not cool. So we have our main girl, Zetan. And Zetan, her sister is one of these concubine pilots. She gets killed, and she's like, hell no. Zetan, she's not having this, so she joins up, and she's like, no, I'm not a concubine pilot. I'm the regular pilot. Get behind me, strange guy. So she flips the switch, and then she's the pilot of this mech suit, and she does really well. And since she is like flipped the switch, they call her the Iron Widow. And then I think she ends up getting paired with another guy eventually, who's like also a misfit kind of mess up character. And then they have to like join forces and defend the world somehow. I don't know, but I've heard nothing but great things about it, and I feel like Zetan is gonna be a really cool character. I'm so excited. Last up, I have Real Easy by Marie Rukowski. And oh, I'm so excited for this. So this one is a departure for Rukowski, because I read all of her other books, and they were all like kind of like fantasy, YA, historical fantasy, maybe flintlock fantasy kind of era novels. And so this one is more, it's not true crime, but it feels true crimey, where it feels like gritty. It's a thriller, a murder mystery, contemporary type of thing. Basically, it involves exotic dancers, and in particular, there's this one named Samantha, and the new girl at the club, and Samantha's like, hey, I'll help you out, I'll take you under my wing, etc. Samantha gives New Girl a ride home, and then they're never seen again. I think it's like one's dead, they find body, and then they don't find anything on the other one. So they have to figure out what happened. So this other dancer from the club, Georgia, teams up with this detective, Holly, and they have to like hunt down all these clues and leads to try to figure out what happened to the girls. So it's kind of gonna be like strangely feminist and gritty, and just maybe really dark at points too. I think it's gonna be really cool. I like Rukowski as an author in general, so this is an auto-buy for me, but I am excited to see Rukowski do something completely different than all the other books that she's put out. So I'm excited. I think it's gonna be good. All right, so that is the plan for March, subject to change. Mind you, my back catalog books, if I don't like them, I am allowed to stop reading them and simply get rid of them. That is the goal here. I'm cleaning out my back catalog. However, if I like them, I have to read them. That is the plan. Again, last Saturday of the month, I'm going to be doing Drunk Classics. It'll be premiering live, so you guys can come and chat with me while it premieres. And I'm going to be reading Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. It's gonna be a good time. Fingers crossed I don't become an alcoholic reading this book. Also, again, I have channel memberships and I have Patreon now. Links are in the description down below. If you're interested in them, feel free to check them out. Let me know in the comments down below, what are some books in your back catalog that you've been meaning to read and you still haven't got around to? Like, I just gave you 4 of mine. They've been on my shelf for a long time and I still haven't read them. What are yours? Let me know in the comments down below. If you like this video, make sure you give it a like. And if you want to see more videos, make sure you subscribe. And I'll see you guys soon. Bye!